All right, hi everyone. So we're here back for a new unboxing video. Um, this is for unboxing of a kind of like a hard to get lens nowadays because of the shortage and whatever. So I got this delivered in anticipation for a new camera, which is still on back order. I got this through Z camera in Nevada, which looks like to be quickly becoming a new favorite retailer. Although again, this is not sponsored by them. I bought this thing with my own money, just like anything else, because like I always say, sponsors are for losers. All right, so I already cut the tape because I don't want to be fumbling on a knife on camera. So let's just quickly look at what's inside. So they have they already have this nice touch, I guess, postcard. I have all the gear I need. It says no photographer ever. Yeah, that is very true. So yeah, Z camera. There's so many stuff in here. A sticker. Well, okay, I guess business is booming. I don't ever remember getting any of these in my last purchase, but yeah, nice touch, I guess. So we'll okay. You know what? I'm gonna cut over to taking this thing out of the box, because there seems to be a lot of things in here. Okay, so alright, so this will probably be a little bit more manageable. Let's take this thing off. So there you go. The Nikon Z 100 to 400 millimeter zoom lens. Again, just like most of the new lenses, this is pretty much out of stock everywhere. I just happened to get a notification from Z camera that they have one available. The last, I took a chance on them buying a 105 sometime last year when it was also hard to come by. But yeah, they delivered, so I figured I'd take a chance on them to getting this lens, and so far they have not disappointed. So okay, so there's not much in here, so figured not gonna bother with that. So this is probably the lens hood. Yeah, but this is the lens hood. We are going to need that, of course. And it also has like a bag in there, which I'm not probably gonna use. I mean, I'm gotta admit it's a bit disappointing that they Nikon started cheaping, getting cheap, by not providing a bag, but whatever. So yeah, this is the lens in its full glory. Okay, let's just put that aside for a sec. Okay, so all right, so I just need to mention this, get this out of the way. At the Nikon lens hoods, for whatever reason, it feels kind of cheap. I really couldn't tell what, like, you know, what the thing is. Like, maybe it's like, you know, it's not as thick as I could remember, like from the old ones. I unfortunately don't have any of the F mount lenses anymore, but yeah, this is, I guess it's serviceable, but I don't know, for a $2,600 lens could be better. To be clear, like none of the Z lenses seems to have that like, you know, robust quality of their lens hoods. So I guess that's going to be the norm for most Nikon lenses, even with their S line. So all right, so it's heavy, like, you know, it's heavier than it looks. So let me quickly get a weighing scale for this. Okay, so here's a weighing scale. Let's see how much it weighs. All right, 3 pounds 4 ounces, which is about 1.5 kilograms in metric. So 3.25 pounds. Yeah, it's heavier than I thought. So in comparison, this is also, I have this, the 70-200. So again, well, just realized it's not okay. I just realized it's just about as heavy, if not heavier. And this one, yeah, it's heavier than the 100-400. I have the Wimberley clamp in here, but I don't think that would make much of a difference in its weight. So yeah, okay, all right. So I guess considering that this is 100-400, not a constant aperture lens, but you know, still, like, you know, it's a wide zoom range. Starts at 4.5 at 100, and then 5.6 when it gets to 400. Yeah, I mean, it's heavy, I guess, but considering the range and compared to this one, I guess it's not too bad. So the thing is, though, it is not internal zoom, so it zooms out as you go to 400, and I guess with the lens hood on, that's even gonna get, like, you know, get slightly longer, but it's well balanced. And I've read about, like, you know, the new technology that's in here, that somehow they did something in here that to avoid zoom creep without having to have like a lens lock, because usually, like, you know, a non-internal zoom lens will tend to have a zoom creep, and what the other manufacturers has employed is, like, they have like a locking mechanism on the lens itself. But apparently for Nikon, they didn't have to do any of that, so they developed some cool technology that allows you to be able to keep the zoom in its place without having a lock. And not only that, even with that mechanism, the zoom action is still pretty smooth, like, you know, not too stiff, but not too loose. So yeah, I'm gonna get the camera and see how it, you know, like my current camera, and see how it looks with this lens. Okay, so this is currently my camera, the Nikon Z6. So let's take off the the lens that's on there. And put this other one. All right, okay, yeah, so pretty massive. So yeah, it still has that thing in there, like, you know, for most S-line lenses, you have that small OLED display there, which to me, like, you know, I'm still kind of indifferent about that feature. I think generally I would still prefer, like, you know, the usual analog display, although I do appreciate that on the macro. But I think for anything else, it's more of a like, you know, like it's more like a what's the word, like, not a feature that I care about too much. So yeah, so like you see, this looks pretty hefty on a Z6, so I guess we'll have to test how that goes. One thing that I do not like about lenses in general, like, you know, with Nikon lenses, is that, especially this one, I don't think I think it's too short, and I'm a bit annoyed that, like, you know, 2022 they still haven't done, like, you know, make a Arca Swiss built in into their lens foot, while others have already done it, so like Fuji and whatever, which is nice of them. But Nikon still very stubborn about not having Arca Swiss built in into their lens foot. And not only that, like I said, this, to me, this is too short. So I'm probably gonna go, like, you know, getting this Wimberley plate attached to it, just like for the 70-200. I know, like, you know, there are, like, you know, third party manufacturer, like, you know, like Arcus, like that, like RRS and Kirk sells a foot for here, but I looked at it. I also don't like them because of the, you know, it's still short as the Nikon one. So I'll stick with this one, even though it adds a little bit of weight. I mean, this is already heavy, so I mean, like, you know, the weight of this will not matter much. So I'm probably going to do the same for this lens, get that same plate attached to this, so I could have an Arca Swiss compatibility in there. So yeah, for now that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put it through its paces. I mean, I would prefer to do it with the, like, you know, the camera that I'm waiting for. But I guess until then, I'll like, you know, I'll see if I could, like, you know, how it performs with the Z6, original Z6 with the newer firmware. I mean, I already did a review on, like, you know, how it goes with like, you know, the new firmware with the lenses, even with a 51.2, that it's actually pretty good. A really marked improvement compared to the original one. So I no doubts that it will also be serviceable for this lens in the meantime, so until I get the new camera. Yeah, so that's it.